Gangs of London Season 1 was amazing and really took the world by storm when it released. The show was a very similar drama series to Peaky Blinders, but set in a modern era instead of in the past. Because of how popular the first season was, a second season got announced. So stay tuned to today's video as we discuss the release of the full trailer for Gangs of London Season 2, and it is brutal. First up, the new Gangs of London trailer is here. Gangs of London Season 1 was critically acclaimed and received lots of great comments. The series got off to a great start and is now getting another season. The trailer was just released online by Stan, and fans are super excited about it. Overall, the new trailer looks extremely brutal and anything can happen during it. The show follows the complex games and criminal organizations in contemporary London. This season is about to have some serious violence and gruesome scenes as the gang war kicks off between the rivals in the series. The power dynamic in this show is very key and is what relates the series to something like Peaky Blinders if you've watched both series. The first season followed the Wallace family as they dealt with the death of a character named Finn. He was the head of London's most powerful and influential crime group. The character's son was left to take over, and the series follows him and his family's struggle with keeping the business going and not being killed by rival gangs. After the events of Season 1, Season 2 is about to show a time jump for the characters. Season 2 will see the return of many big names, including Papa Asiru, Lucian Samadi, Michelle Fairley, Orly Shuka, and many more. Joining the ensemble cast this season includes Walid Zuader, who has previously starred in Baghdad Central and The Spy as Koba, and French rapper Jasmine Armando in her first TV role as Saba. Fadi El Sayed, who is well known for his role as Ram Singh in the BBC's Doctor Who, will join as Faz. Salem Kali will join as Basim, and Ayman Hamadouchi as Hakim. The latest trailer only shows us a small glimpse of what is happening and coming up in Season 2, so stay close to this space to see more of Gangs of London and other shows like it. The series has no actual premiere date just yet either, and we probably won't have one for a little while. Clearly it's coming sooner rather than later, and fans are very excited to finally see this new season. What did you think about the trailer and everything surrounding Gangs of London? Let us know down in the comments below. And stay tuned to this video as we have some more Gangs of London information as well as some other television news. Next up, Peaky Blinders and Gangs of London might be similar, but their violence sets them apart. The biggest things that fans are complaining about and comparing the show to Peaky Blinders for is the violence in the series. Of course, a series about crime needs to display some form of violence to get the audience to understand the depth of what is going down. Peaky Blinders is known for its violent scenes, but isn't known for the on-screen violence that Gangs of London is displaying. Gangs of London's first season really caught people off guard. The main reason was because of how amazing the storytelling really was, but how distracting all the violence can be. We live in a time where some people aren't really bothered by constant blood and death, and where some are truly distraught when seeing it and want to complain about it. Throughout the first series of Gangs of London, the series had a record-breaking 113 deaths and many scenes of harrowing torture. All of this was in service of the ongoing plot and not just to scare the audience, but some really hate this idea. Many took to social media complaining about how violent the show is and how it shouldn't be on TV in that state. During the first hour or so of the series, characters are punched 26 times, kicked 7 times, 4 are shot, and 3 are tortured, while its 9 episodes include 96 shootings, 30 stabbings, and even strangulations. This is very different from Peaky Blinders, as they only show a small amount of violence when it's needed, though the shows are very similar in nature. Gangs of London is very visceral with its violence and action. Despite this, the series is doing insanely well. The managing director of content at Sky, where the show is created in the UK, Zai Bennett stated, "Not only is Gangs of London Sky's most binged premiere box set this year, it's the biggest original drama launch on Sky Atlantic of the past 5 years. It's dark, dangerous, and we are thrilled it is coming back for a second series. Will the Wallace family rise again? Will the Dumanis remain loyal to their new allies? And who is Elliot really working for?" All these questions and more will be waiting for Sky viewers when Gangs of London returns to screens in 2022. The series is doing well, but that doesn't stop the audience from complaining. Many are bringing up the fact that Gangs of London shouldn't get away with such violence because the setting is realistic. Some wrote Game of Thrones can get away with the violence because of how fantasy-based it is, and that because of how grounded Gangs of London is, it shouldn't have this violence. What do you think about all this? Let us know down in the comments section below. And now we have some news on the Witcher spin-off series. Of course, the Witcher fan base already wants more for the universe and from Netflix in general, but sadly, from what we know, it's going to be a while before we see Blood Origin hit our screens. If you stuck around for the post-credit scenes of The Witcher Season 2, you will have seen the teaser trailer for Blood Origin, but no release date was given. We do know that the series is set to release sometime in 2022, but with no specific date. Fans are even more eager than ever to get one. The cast has also been revealed for the series. Well, a few characters at least. First of all, we have Michelle Yeoh, who is going to play Xian. She is the last member of an elf tribe and is on a mission to take back a certain sword that was taken away from her people in the past. The actress, Michelle Yeoh, is most well known for her roles in Legends of Ten Rings, Crouching Tiger, Tomorrow Never Dies, and Hidden Dragon, so you might know her from one of these films. The other actor we have is Sophia Brown as Ale. From what we know, this character will be a warrior of the Queen's Guard. Finally, we also have Lawrence Alfarin as Warrior Fjall. Obviously, we will get more casting details as the months go on, but for now, this is a pretty great cast for the Witcher universe. First of all, this series is being titled as a limited prequel series to The Witcher. As the series is limited, this means it will only have a set amount of episodes and only be one season. Netflix has done this in the past, and people aren't too keen on it. Many times in the past, we've seen some really cool concepts become limited series, and in the end, fans want more. However, Netflix are yet to break this limited series rule, so it looks like Blood Origin will only be 6 episodes long. This story will tell of how the first Witcher came to be. This spin-off is set around 1,000 years before The Witcher and will really explain the world to people who haven't played the game series. Finally, Money Heist. Korea must avoid Squid Game's biggest failure. Money Heist did so much right when it originally came out on Netflix. It was one of the platform's first Spanish-speaking series with subtitles, and it became incredibly popular. It was one of the top international series on Netflix until one certain show came around. When Squid Game launched back in 2021, it took over the planet. Despite the series getting an English-dubbed version, the vast majority of people watched the series in Korean. It became the most streamed show on Netflix and was easily the biggest and best international show since Money Heist. It really showed Netflix that more international and especially Korean shows are going to do well on the platform. This started Netflix's new plan to introduce more Korean-speaking shows over the next few years. One of the biggest and most important ones that they just announced was Money Heist Korea. This is a Korean version of Money Heist with Korean-speaking actors and set in Korea. It looks pretty good so far, but it has to avoid one mistake that caused Squid Game its biggest failure. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully, you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comments section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!